Hey everyone, I'm Melanie from Streamlined Legal, where we help law firms get the most out of their practice management software. So for you Clio users out there, you may have seen earlier today that Clio released a new feature in their app, on their mobile app, that allows you to scan documents directly into Clio. And so I wanted to talk to you about that feature for a minute because I know there are a lot of people out there that do store their documents in Clio, which can be very helpful. And there's a lot of people out there that don't. And so I wanted to make sure that even if you're not storing your documents in Clio, generally speaking, that you still pay attention to this feature in the app. And I'll tell you why. Because even though you may not be storing your documents in Clio, I would highly, highly recommend that you use the Clio client portal. And in order to use the Clio client portal to share documents with your clients, you will have to put the documents into Clio itself. And so sometimes this means taking them out of Dropbox or wherever you have them stored and saving a copy in Clio so you can share it with your client. But I want to talk about two very common use scenarios that may be very helpful for you in being able to use this feature and being able to use the Clio portal, which I think is very, very useful and helpful with your clients. So let's talk about example number one. Example number one is you have a client that you're working with and you need to get documents from them. This happens all the time, whether it's estate planning or, tax documents that you need or, whatever kind of communications with the other, co-parent or whoever. There's always a lot of situations where we do need documents from our clients. And this is one of the easiest ways to get them. They don't have to have a computer. They don't have to have a scanner. They don't have to have anything but the actual document itself and their phone. Hopefully, you've already set them up on the Clio client portal. They already have the Clio for Clients app. If they don't, they can get that and then go ahead and use that. I'm going to show you exactly how easy that is. And in fact, if we hop on over here to my phone, we'll be able to see that Clio for Clients app that I'm going to have downloaded because I am a client in this scenario. And so when that opens up here, you can see under Documents, it gives me the option to send documents. And so if I click on the Send Documents about halfway down the page here, it gives me the option at the very top to scan a document. And so I want to go ahead and click that option to scan the document. And it's going to go ahead and access my camera, of course, on my phone. And it's going to start looking for documents. And so I've got this document here on my desk. It snapped the first page. I'm going to come over here to the second page here. It's going to snap a copy of that as well. And then I'm going to click Save down in the corner here. And now it's got those documents for me. Now, if I want to go ahead and add a little message to my attorney to let them know why I'm sending these documents, please take a look and give me a call. I don't know what to do. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put that little message in there. It tells me that my scans are being combined into one PDF. Seriously, how often is that an issue? You get 500 different JPEGs that you now have to combine into one PDF. In the upper right corner, your client's simply going to click on the Send button, and now you'll see at the bottom it says it's uploading that document. We'll take a look over here into Clio so you can see exactly how that looks when I get to my Clio screen. So if I come over here to Clio and I go over to this matter here, let's see, this was for, make sure I get the right matter. And in fact, if I give it just a minute here, it will actually notify me that document has been uploaded. If you see, I've refreshed the screen now, and in my Communications tab, it's giving me a little icon, so I can click there and see that in the client portal, my client has sent me a message, and it, of course, attached the document that they scanned. And so I can open that up, I can see the document. Additionally, once I go into the matter itself, then I can see the document that has been saved there as well. Here's our scan of our document. And you can see, I mean, it's a decent scan. I mean, I can read it and everything, which is a lot more than I can say for some of the scans I receive. And so again, if I come over to the matter and I go under documents, it's going to have the scan that I just received from my client. Automatically, it's going to say it was shared because they sent it to me so they can see it as well. So that makes it super, super easy to receive a bunch of documents from my client. And so I'd highly, highly recommend that you encourage your clients to use the Clio for Clients app to send you those documents. Now, again, if I'm storing my documents somewhere else, that's totally fine. I can go ahead and now save these documents into a Dropbox or a box or wherever I'm saving these documents. Okay. Now, scenario number 2, let us not forget. Let's say I am an attorney, using Clio, and I oftentimes will go to court. And so a lot of times I'll get copies of an order that I need my assistant to go ahead and send over to the client so they know what's going on, keep them abreast of what's going on. And we're going to go ahead, of course, and still use that Clio client portal from this end, from the law firm end. And so here we are, I'm in court. I'm not in the Clio for Clients app. Now I'm in the Clio app itself. And so let me show you what that looks like as well. We'll hop on over to the phone here. And the Clio app right here in the middle, the blue one now, I'm going to click on that. And here I am in court. We just got the order. I'm not going to get back to the office for another couple of hours. I've got another hearing after this. I've got a closing after that. So I may not even make it back today, frankly. But I do want my assistant to get a copy of this as soon as possible so she can share it with the client as soon as possible. So I'm going to come down here in the lower right corner where we have that plus sign. And under the Create New menu at the bottom, I can scan over to Documents. And again, as soon as this comes up, it gives me the option right here to scan the document at the top, right? So I'm going to go ahead and hit that. I'm going to find my document. I'm going to let it go ahead and snap the first page. Then it's going to go ahead and snap the second page. I'm going to click Save in the lower right corner. And now my document comes up. I can, of course, rename it because that long number there really isn't going to help me. And so I can go ahead and say this is, order dated, let's see, August 16th. And I can go ahead and select what matter that's for. We'll say it's for the, let's see, I need some litigation cases in here. I'm going to say this is for my family law divorce case. Then I'm going to go ahead and save that in the upper right corner. And that document too is going to save directly into my Clio account. So we'll give it just a second there while it uploads. And then when I come back to my Clio screen, I can come over here to that matter now. And I'm going to click on the matter. I'm going to click on Documents. And that order that I just saved is right here. Now my assistant can go in even before I get back from court or anything and go ahead and share that with my client in the client portal, right? So again, this is a super, super helpful way to exchange documents, even if I'm not storing all of my documents in Clio. So at that point, my assistant can share it with my client because remember, we need to save it in the portal or in Clio to share it in the portal anyway. So that's one way I can transfer it over to my assistant, have them share it with the client, and then take the additional step. If I'm sharing my documents or if I'm storing my documents somewhere outside of Clio, he can then take the additional step of storing a copy in whatever storage system we're using. So again, 2 really, really great common scenarios that we run into that I would highly recommend that you take advantage of that scanning feature within the Clio app and the Clio for Clients app to be able to exchange those documents regardless of whether or not you're generally storing your files in Clio. So thanks for joining me tonight. If you have any other questions, let me know. I'll talk to you soon. Good night.